So I wanted to record this just to kind of give a couple of updates about my page, what I'm doing with my photography, and kind of like where I want to go kind of from here and stuff. So main thing is, so first off, basically I'm going to be looking at using Instagram a lot less than I'm doing now, if not coming off altogether. I just don't feel like it serves what I'm looking for in terms of things like engagement and doing something with my photography. I feel like now with Instagram, it's become a lot more like TikTok, which is a platform I don't use and I would not want to use. There's a lot more focus on things like Reels and the kind of the TikTok dance and that kind of thing on Instagram now. And it's not something I'm interested in personally. If you want to go for that kind of thing, then that's great. That's your prerogative. It's just not something I'm interested in. So I don't feel like that Instagram nowadays is that much of a kind of a pull for me. I also think that there's a lot to do with the algorithms on places like Instagram and TikTok and that kind of thing, where certain content is prioritized over other content. So where I might put on something maybe that I've, might put on a photograph that I've worked on for quite a while, it's kind of buried under the noise of people doing kind of TikTok-esque dances and things like that. So I don't really feel like it's somewhere that I can kind of showcase my work on. And if I'm perfectly honest as well, I love doing cosplay photography. I always have done. I've been doing it for more than 10 years now, but I just feel like sometimes I think because it's a lot of work. It may seem like I just come to a convention and just get someone, take a couple of photos and that's it, I'm done. But there's a lot of after work with it as well. So there's a lot of things that the editing process takes time. People obviously want to have their photos as soon as possible, which I get, but practically sometimes that's not possible to do in a short amount of time. And especially now that I've got a little one. It's just not been something where I can get photos out really quickly. I mean, I'm still working on photos now from March, and this is being filmed in September, so 6 months away from it. And that's largely just because I've been focusing on being a dad, and that's going to be my priority. I still want to do my photography, obviously, but I just feel like at the moment, the cost to benefit ratio for me, it just isn't, it's not worth the extra time and the extra stress that I'm putting on myself. So I can spend hours working on a convention shoot. So if I go to say MegaCon or MCM or any of the others, I can spend quite a lot of time working on those, and it is draining. It's really draining sometimes, and I think sometimes where like I might take quite a lot of time and effort just to get someone's photo just right, putting it up and then basically there being like kind of no real kind of response or anything like that to it is kind of quite disheartening, and I feel like I've put a lot of effort into it and there's not really kind of much kind of back from that. There's not much fantastic on the cosplayers and that are cosplaying, and quite rightly getting some really good feedback there, but I just don't feel like as a photographer there's an awful lot of feedback there where I can kind of use or I can kind of improve from. I just think that's where I kind of am at the moment. I've had a lot of time to think over the last couple of months, especially since being a dad, and just feel like that at the moment Instagram's not really a place that kind of I want to kind of maybe use most of my kind of creative output, I guess is the word. Other thing as well is cosplay photography in general. I think I'm going to be scaling that back quite a lot. I've gone to a lot of conventions where obviously it's cost quite a lot of money and time and effort and fuel and things like that, where I can go to a convention and again it's just adding to that extra stress, where I feel sometimes like it's again, for me, I've always wanted to do it while I've enjoyed it, and I love doing cosplay photography, and I think it's my favourite genre of photography, mainly because the people that do it and they cosplay, because they're putting so much of their love and their passion into it, I really feel like that shows in the photographs, so that's why I've really loved it. But I just feel like at the moment when it's making me feel like this, and I just feel kind of defeated, I feel kind of burned out, drained, it's just not something I'm going to be focusing a lot of my effort on. So I think really I'm going to be looking more at maybe some other genres, and if that loses me followers, that loses me followers. I just don't feel like I want to chase the Instagram algorithms anymore. I'm not really that interested in, you know, getting, you know, thousands of likes on something and going viral and anything like that. I just want to do photographs and I want to make people happy with them, which I hope I've been doing. You know, I hope that the people I've been giving the photos to have been happy with them. But I just feel like sometimes it's just very, again, it's that thing. If I put so much of my time and energy into something, and I don't feel like, where Instagram is concerned, it's really kind of being noticed, and I'm really glad that the people that I've sent their photos to have really liked them, but I just don't feel like it's something that I can kind of continue with long term. Doesn't mean to say I'm going to be getting rid of it altogether. I'll still be doing some cosplay photos from time to time, and all the ones that I've still done so far, you know, back from March and previous cons and stuff that I haven't put out yet, I will still be sending out to people, but I just feel like I'm going to be looking more into other genres and other kind of ways to use my, you know, photography. And you know, one of the things is I'm putting this on YouTube because again, I'm not that much of a fan of Instagram anymore. I just feel like it's gone to a place where I'm not really happy with. It's not really kind of where I want to kind of focus most of my effort. I've got my own website, which I'm going to link below as well. If you want to follow a lot of my stuff, most of my stuff is probably going to be on there, unless I find another photography platform to use. So I'll be looking into some alternatives. But yeah, it's just kind of where I am at the moment. And yeah, if you've got any other questions, just feel free to get in touch. You can still reach me on Instagram, that's fine. But yeah, this is kind of where I am at the moment. So I'm going to have to go because the little one's calling me. I can hear him on the monitor. So hope you're having a great day. Thanks a lot for your support. And yeah, I shall speak to you when I speak to you. Thanks a lot.